Hi, my name is Sean, and I am a computer engineer and network administrator at techelixir.com, a tech solution company. We are a one-stop shop for serious technological consultations. Our coaches and technicians are on top of their games to help businesses revolutionize their customer and employee experience with new computer collaboration platforms. My job is to make sure that all the company computer softwares are running smoothly and to also give our clients all the support they need to enjoy. When you look inside the computer, you will see a lot of circuits, chips, wires, speakers, plugs, and a lot more stuff. This is the hardware. But what you don't see is the computer software. Software is all of the computer programs or code running on this machine. Software could be anything from Microsoft Word, Zoom, Easy Worship, websites, web pages, the games, the Skype. And of course, there are some softwares that we use as computer engineers that we give our customers. But how do the hardware and the software interact with one another? Let's start by looking at the computer's central processing unit, the CPU. The CPU is the master chip that controls all of the other parts of the computer. A CPU needs to do different things. So inside it has smaller, simpler parts that handles specific tasks. It has circuits to do simple math and logic. It has other circuits to send and receive information, to and from different parts of the computer. The real magic of CPU is how it works with circuits to use and when to use them. Let's talk about the hard drive, the HDD. We have two examples of hard drive here. Now, the first one is the 2.5 drive, the 2.5 inch, and that's the smaller one for the laptop. And the other one is the 3.5 inch. That's the other one, bigger one, of course, for the desktop. It is usually installed internally in a computer, attached directly to the disk controller of the computer's motherboard. They are connected to the motherboard using the ATA, CSI, or the SATA cable. Examples of data that may be stored on the computer's hard drive includes the operating system, maybe your Windows, or maybe your Apple, iOS, and or maybe your Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows 10, and of course some other installed softwares and the user's personal files like your pictures, your MP3s, your MP4s. Its size can vary depending on the type of drive and its age. Older hard drives had a storage size of several hundred megabytes, maybe 200 or 800 megabytes. But newer hard drives have a storage size of several hundred gigabytes to even terabytes. Each year, new and improved technology allows for increasing hard drive storage sizes. A CD-ROM drive. This is a short form of compact disk read-only memory, or you can call it optical drive. This is a device used to read the CD-ROM or the DVD-ROM. These drives are capable of playing audios or some data CDs and several ones like that. A CD drive cannot read a data DVD or a movie DVD, but the DVD format is different from a CD. And a CD-ROM drive is not designed to read the format of a DVD. A DVD drive is required to read a DVD. RAM, Random Access Memory. This is the hardware device that allows information to be stored and retrieved on the computer. However, unlike ROM, RAM is a volatile memory and requires power to keep the data accessible. If the computer is turned off, all data contained in RAM is lost. For example, when you click your Ctrl+C, copy a file or copy a picture, it stores itself on the RAM, not on the hard drive. So that's why it needs power to be able to keep it safe until the power goes out. There are different types of RAM. EDORAM, we have the SD-RAM, we have the DD-RAM, and of course, if you want to check the RAM you're using right now, just go straight to your task manager and go to the Performance tab, select Memory from the column on the left, and of course, look at the very top right, you'll see the specification of your RAM. Now let's talk about the motherboard. The motherboard is a circuit board and foundation of a computer. It allocates power and allows communication to and between the CPU, the RAM, and of course all other computer hardware components. It has a lot of slots on it, such as the PCI slot, the PCMCIA, we have the pin fan connector, the heat sink, we have the 4-pin power connector, we have the capacitor, we have the CPU socket, we have the screw holes, we have the memory slot, floppy connection, USB ports, the jumpers, integrated circuits, and lots more. Now let's talk about the power supply unit. A power supply unit, or it's also known as the PSU, converts main AC to low voltage regulated DC power for the internal components of a computer. The PSU, power supply unit, includes the AT, the ATX, and others. ATX power unit is the most common power supply unit today for desktop PCs. Now let's talk about the VGA. The VGA connector is used for display devices. VGA means the video graphics adapter, and it's used to connect a computer to a monitor or a projector or a TV. Of course, VGA is already becoming obsolete right now because they are being replaced by the DVI, the HDMI, and of course the display port cable and of course connectors. Let's talk about the ports. A port is a hole or connection found on the front or back of a computer. Ports allow computers to access external devices such as the printers, your game pads, your flash drive and all. Examples of ports are the USB, of course, I think we all know USB, the PS2, HDMI, the sound port, the microphone, the modem, the LAN, that's the local area network, the FireWire for cameras and for so many multimedia events, LPT for printers, and of course, so many of that. Monitors. A monitor is an output device that displays video, image, and text. A monitor is an output device that displays video, images, and text. A monitor is made up of circuitry, the screen, the power supply button, the adjustment button, and of course, there is a case that holds all of these components together. The simplest way to take a screenshot, if you want to take a screenshot on your computer, is to press the print screen button on your keyboard. Check it, you'll see there. This action captures an image of the entire screen and copies it to the computer clipboard, copies it to the computer memory, just like I've said earlier on. Once it's on the clipboard, you can paste such picture or such image that you have printed on the memory. You can paste it to any application such as maybe Microsoft Paint or some other image editor. Expansion slot or expansion card. An expansion card is a PCB that fits into an expansion slot on a desktop computer. An expansion card is used to give a computer additional capabilities such as enhanced video performance via a graphics card. Now let's talk about the fan. A fan is a hardware device that keeps the overall computer or a computer device to by circulating air to or from the computer or components. We have different types of fan case. Actually, the case fan is a fan located on the side of the computer case. We also have the CPU fan. A CPU fan is located on top of the computer processor. If you open up your computer and look at the CPU, you see there is a small fan on top of it that cools the CPU. We also have the video card fan. A fan is located on the video card. There are some cards that are VGA. We call them VGA cards, and they are PCI cards. And on top of it, sometimes the fan is always integrated so as to cool the video graphics adapter card. Especially when you're playing video games, you're editing videos and other, graphic intensive tasks. So you need actually something to cool down that particular device or component so as to enhance the work of your computer. Now, let's talk about the software. The software tells the CPU what to do. So you can imagine a computer without the software. But when you are listening to music, browsing the websites, chatting with a friend, the computer is running multiple pieces of software at the same time. So how do all of these programs get on the computer? And how can the CPU run them at once? To find out, we would have to take a look at the operating system. The operating system of the computer is the master program that manages how software gets to use the hardware of the computer. For example, Bill Gates created the Windows operating system that runs on most computers we use in Nigeria. And the operating system is programmed with special abilities that let it control the other software on the computer. It lets you install new programs by loading them into your computer's memory. Operating systems examples are maybe Windows XP, Windows 2000, over the years of course, Windows 7, Windows 10, and more like that. Computers have the potential to do all kinds of amazing things. But the only thing that would make a computer perform its tasks to the maximum is you. When you learn how to use a particular software like Microsoft Excel as an accountant, Adobe Photoshop as a photographer, After Effects as an animator, you get to define the kind of problem you want to solve or the kind of tool that will turn your business ideas into reality. That gives you the ability to build the things that matters to you, your society, and the world at large. If you find this video helpful, please do well to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, and if you also have some contributions, you can please put it in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.